Here is Kimi 3 in three numbers, 2.8 trillion total parameter, but it's a mixture of experts models, so it's not using all of that at once. A 1 million token context window, that's an entire code base in one prompt, and pricing of $3 per million input tokens, $15 per million output. Keep those three numbers in your head because everything in this video comes back to them. The big question we are answering today, can an open source model actually go head to head with the top closed models right now? Let's find out. Here's why this launch is different from the usual open model release. The old story was always open models are cheaper but weaker, long context was expensive everywhere. And if you wanted top coding scores, you went with a closed model, no exceptions. K3 flips that script. It's an open weighted model line landing near the top of the scoreboard. It offers a million tokens of context at flat pricing, and it's actually winning on some coding and agent benchmarks. That's the whole reason this is blowing up right now. It's not one good feature, it's the full package. Let's get the facts straight before we go further. Kimi is built by Moonshot AI, released July 16, 2026. Architecture wide, it's a sparse mixture of experts models, 16 experts active out of 896 at any one time. Total parameter count is 2.8 trillion with a full 1 million token context window. It handles text, image, and video input, and it ships with an OpenAI compatible API. So if you have already got code calling OpenAI's SDK, switching over is mostly a config change. One thing to flag, open weights are expected after the API launch, not on day one. If you have used Moonshot's earlier Kimi models, here's the jump. K2.7 was a smaller family, shorter context, solid but not frontier level on most tasks and cheaper. K3 goes to 2.8 trillion parameters, MOE scale, a full million token context window, scores that are much closer to the closed model frontier, and important, a higher price with always on deep reasoning at launch. So yes, it's a real generational jump in capability, but that jump comes with a real jump in cost too. Keep that off in mind. We'll come back to it. Let's quickly cover how K3 actually achieves the speed at scale because it's not just bigger equals better. Three building blocks here. First, KDA, a hybrid linear attention approach that Moonshot claims gives up to 6.3x faster decoding at the full 1 million token context. That's the build specifically for very long tasks. Second, attention residuals, better information flow across the model step, claim to give about 25% training efficiency gain for less than 2% extra cost, according to Moonshot's own numbers. Third, this fast MOE setup we already mentioned, 16 experts active out of 896. Here's what a 1 million token context actually means in practice. Imagine loading an entire code base, its documentation, and your open tickets into a single prompt. The model reasons across all of it, tracking dependencies across that entire span, then it tags, writing a plan, code changes, it tests strategy, and it can iterate without losing context or needing repeated compression tricks. But and this is the most important, long context only helps if the reasoning quality and tools used behind it are actually strong. Let's look at the actual coding numbers on Terminal Bench 2.1. K3 scores 88.3, just behind GPT 5.6 Sol's 88.8 and ahead of Claude Fable 5's 84.6. On Frontier SWE, Claude Fable 5 actually leads at 86.6 with K3 at 81.2 and GPT at 71.3. And on Program Bench, K3 edge out both at 77.8. So it's a mixed picture, but a strong one. K3 stays in the top tier across every coding benchmark here. And on 2 out of 3, it's within a point of the best score. That's the real results for an open-ended model. This is where K3 makes its loudest claim. On BrowseComp, it leads at 91.2 ahead of both GPT 5.6 Sol and Claude Fable 5. On Automation Bench, it's on top again at 30.8, but on GPQA Diamond, the hard reasoning benchmark, GPT 5.0 Sol still leads at 94.1 with K3 close behind at 93.5. So K3 is leading on agent style tasks while GPT still holds the edge on part of hard reasoning. One honest caveat here, benchmark hardness differ by model in this launch report. So treat this as a directionally useful, not laboratory control. Let's put it all in one scorecard across the 5 benchmarks we have covered. Terminal Bench, Program Bench, BrowseCamp, and GPQA Diamond. At Frontier SWE, GPT leads twice, K3 leads twice, and Claude Fable lives once. The takeaway is simple. K3 is genuinely in the conversation with the best closed models right now. It's not a clean sweep in either direction. Nobody wins everything here, but for an open weight model to be this competitive is the real highlight. Now, let's talk about the cost because this is where people get surprised. K3 list at $3 per million input tokens on a cash miss, but only $0.30 on a cash hit, and $15 per million output tokens. Compare that to K2.74 and K2.6, both at under a dollar for input and $4 for output. So yes, K3 is meaningfully more expensive than Moonshot's older models, but here's the catch. If your workload has a high cache hit rate, that input cost drops by 90%. So the real cost of using K3 depends heavily on how repetitive your prompts are, not just the sticker price. So should you actually use it? Use K3 if you need very long context in a single pass. You are doing frontier or maybe agent decoding or deep research work. You want multi-model input plus long reasoning in one model, and you can absorb a higher output token cost. Maybe wait if you need independent third-party benchmark verification before committing anything to the production. You are running ultra high volume, cheap, simple calls, or you need open weights available right now rather than after the API launch. Basically match the model to your actual workload, not to the hype cycle. Before you go all in, here are the honest caveats. Most of these launch scores are vendor reported, not independently verified. Some models were tested with different benchmark harness tools, which makes exact comparison shaky. The open weight release follows the API launch, not day one, and that always on deep reasoning mode can quietly raise your output token spend if you're not watching it. None of this means the launch isn't impressive. It clearly is. It means healthy skepticism is still the right move until independent evaluation catch up. If you want to try it yourself, here's the fastest way in. If you are already using the OpenAI Python SDK, you barely have to change anything. Swap the base underscore URL to Moonshot's endpoint, set the model to Kimi K3, and you are calling it exactly like you would call GPT. One thing worth noting from the launch documents, some generation controls are fixed, and they specifically call out using the reasoning effort parameter. So check the documentation before assuming every parameter you are used to behaves the same way. So here's Kimi K3 in one sentence. It's a massive open model that's now close enough to the frontier to force the rest of the market to react. Huge scale 2.8 trillion parameters, a million token context, multi-model input, strong launch benchmark with real category wins, not just one cherry-picked score. Pricing that competitive for long context work, but genuinely expensive on output tokens, and still verify it against your own task before you migrate anything important over. If this breakdown help you actually understand the launch instead of just reading the hype, hit like and subscribe. I am covering every major model release the same way, no hype, just clarity. I hope you like this video. If you like my video, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.